Okay, so cabinet install. This cabinet install it's pretty complicated. So for me to try to explain everything that I did um, would be it would be tough. I mean, this is not the cabinet install for somebody that's never done cabinet install before. It's for somebody that's a bit experienced. I've been doing this for years. I mean, I've done quite a few cabinet installs on my own property. Now, this is our house to live in, but I've done it on spec homes. I don't usually do quite this complicated, but I have. And they're all a little different, but there's just a lot of things here that would be really tough to explain um, as far as how to get it to come out like this, or even how to order the cabinets. These are RTA cabinets, means ready to assemble. So they come, um, not many boxes left now, but anyway, everything comes in component boxes that are all labeled. They come flat in a box like this. So this is a bathroom base cabinet, 42-inch sink base with drawers on one side. And then you got to assemble them. And they're pretty easy to assemble. I mean, most cabinets take 10, 15 minutes, a little longer for drawer cabinets, drawer-based cabinets, because you gotta install the drawers. Now, this particular company, the drawer boxes come already assembled, so all you gotta do is put the face on, and the drawer boxes come in a separate box that's labeled so you know which size it's for. So this is all three drawers. It's like this is three drawers for another base cabinet, right? It's a 21-inch base, so there'll be a code number on the outside. That'll tell you what it's for, what size it's for. This is a 24-inch base cabinet, so you got three drawers, two larger drawers, and then a smaller one on top that matches all the other cabinet top drawers. And then you put these together, and then you gotta these glides come. So you gotta put these plastic brackets in and slide the glides in. There's a little screw that goes in from the side. It's not that hard to figure out. I mean, a lot of people do these RTA cabinets. It doesn't take a lot of experience to put them together. After you do it a couple times, you're an expert at it. But anyway, yeah. So this particular company comes with the drawer boxes already assembled. Some companies you have to put the drawer boxes together. These are they're all dovetail. 3/4 inch solid maple. All these cabinets are solid maple. There's no particle board. Most of these cabinets come from China. Now, this particular manufacturer, when I was living in California, they had a supplier out there. That's where I found out about these cabinets. This is back in like 2005. So I've been buying from this cabinet manufacturer since 2005. And then there just happened to be a supplier here in Houston that carries cabinets from this manufacturer and from some other manufacturers. I like this particular manufacturer. They put really good cabinets together. There's not a lot of imperfections. They just do really, really good cabinets compared to some other places. So anyway, yeah. So there's a place in town here in Houston. It's called U, the letter U Cabinet International. On the West Coast, I was dealing with FX, so it's the letter F as in Frank, and then the letter X, FX. I think it's FX Cabinets Warehouse, if you were to Google them. Anyway, but they don't carry too many cabinets from this manufacturer anymore. They've been, Shaker's really popular right now, and so they've been carrying more Shaker stuff. Whereas this supplier here in town, U Cabinet here in Houston, they're still carrying a lot of cabinets from this manufacturer. I don't know if this manufacturer makes Shaker or not. They probably do. I don't really use too many Shaker cabinets. But anyway, yeah, so that's kind of the deal. The RTA cabinets means ready to assemble. I mean, you can buy them online. I'm a little leery buying them online because I haven't seen how well they're put together. Whereas these, you go to the place and you can see how they're made. Like I said, all the boxes are plywood. There's no particle board. The shelves are all 3/4 inch plywood. So they're 3/4 inch thickness plywood. And then the doors, they're all 5-piece doors. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the panel in the middle. So they're 5-piece doors, all solid maple. Like I said, everything's solid maple. The wood is actually from North America, so either Canada or US, and then it's shipped over there. Cabinets are made over there, and then they're shipped back here, in boxes, ready to assemble. Come in different colors. Now we did a mixed color palette here. We did a dark cabinet here, and then we did kind of a cherry wood color here. We're doing the cherry wood in the laundry, and then all the bathrooms, half bath, a full bath, and then the master bath are all going to have the darker color. And the colors are by code names, so I think this color is KG, this color is DW, and they have other colors too. They've got coffee glaze, I think, and white cream color, and there's several different options, and there's different door face styles, I guess it would be the best way to put it. But anyway, yeah, so this island here was, I never did an island in the shape. Basically what I did is I did a 36-inch sink base, and then to add a little pizzazz, I pull it out a little bit. I mean, you can have it straight across. I just do it just to add a little, I do it often when I'm doing cabinets. Like in the master bath here, I'm doing two 30-inch base cabinets, and then I'm doing a 21-inch wide drawer base in the middle, and then I'll pull that out a couple inches. It just, when they do the granite will go like this and go around. It just adds a little pizzazz. It's really not that much more work. Anyway, yeah, so this is a 36-inch sink base, and then there's a 12-inch drawer base on each side of it. And then this triangle, this is a 12-inch angle cabinet. It's really meant to be a wall cabinet. They don't make a base cabinet like this. But so I bought a 30-inch tall angle cabinet, and because wall cabinets come in 30-inch, 36-inch, and 42-inch heights, right? So those are the three heights that wall cabinets come in. So I could have ordered this in a 36 or a 42. Okay. The reason I ordered 30 is the top of the base cabinets is 34.5 inches. And you put your 3/4-inch plywood and your granite, or if you're using hardy board and tile, it's about another 3/4. You end up finishing out at 36 inches. So these are actually 34.5. This is a 30-inch tall wall cabinet. I build like a platform. It's 2x6, ripped down to 4.5 inches. I build a little platform. I set the cabinet on that, and then that makes your toe kick underneath. Okay, so. Yeah, so that's how I was able to get this shape, is by using an angle cabinet here. And then here I'd use a rather large filler strip. This is a 24-inch drawer base, and that finishes out the island. In other words, this is the whole island here. The reason I did I had to do a large filler here. This is a 3 from here to here is 3 3/4 inches. And the reason I did that is on this end, I've got a dishwasher. And then this dishwasher panel, now I could have ripped this down to 2 inches or whatever, and then I would have made that a little smaller, but it's not that big of a deal. This comes with a 3-inch wide board, and then I've got 3/4 on this side because I need something to butt this plywood into. So between the 3/4 and the 3, I've got 3 3/4. So I had to match it. I had to match what I had to do here to get the dishwasher to fit. And then I just ripped a wide filler strip over there. And you can buy different ornamental, like these sort of things, which is actually, this one will go here to bring the refrigerator. So the refrigerator fits a little tighter. But anyway, you can buy something like this. And then you can cut these to length, and then I could install, in a different colors, something like that, just to make this look a little better. The accessories, that's the word I'm looking for. They have a lot of different accessories. Anyway, yeah, so I did that, and then this dishwasher panel, it's a concrete floor, so there's no really way to fasten it except construction adhesive and a piece of 1x4 I ripped down. A construction adhesive that got this into position, and then that'll dry, and then it'll be fine. And then the plywood on top will hold this here. So once you fasten the 3/4-inch plywood for the granite, we're doing granite here. This will be held into place, and then this is nailed into that 1x4. That's glued to the floor. Then once you get your flooring your shoe molding. I mean, it's not going anywhere, basically. So that's kind of how I handle that. And then here, now the granite is actually going to come out to here. So this is where you're going to put, this is going to be your little eating bar or whatever. You put your little bar stools here. So there'll be a knee space. It's about a 13 or 14 inch knee space underneath. And the granite will be coming across to here. So this is actually inset. And then these cabinet companies, well, most of them anyway, you can buy these, they make these end pan. They're really like cabinet doors, okay? And they're designed to be put on the end of base cabinets, like I did here, and the end of the base cabinets. I'll also have ones that'll fit here and here. It'll cover this end, they'll cover this. It's not necessary, but it just makes it look a little nicer. So anyway, yeah, so I put one of those panels here, and then another one here. This was bigger, but I ripped it down with a table saw. I ripped it on a 45-degree angle here. It looks fine, you know, it's cut, but it looks fine. And then I bought this size, which is, these are meant to fit on the side of the wall cabinets, this particular size here. And these also come in different lengths. They come in 30, 36, and 42. These only come in 30 because they're meant to be the size of base cabinets. These could be used on the side of wall cabinets, so they have to come in the same heights as the wall cabinets do. But I bought 30 inch so that I flush out on the bottom here. So all the bottoms flush out here. It's not really a toe kick, but it's the same height as a toe kick. And then I lined these up here, and then another one here, and then another one on the side. So that's how I did this. First I put a 1/2 inch panel. These panels come in, I think it's 36 inch wide and 48 inch wide by 8 feet long, and they're actually stained on both sides, so you could use either side. So I built this. I had to buy 2 sheets of plywood about the 48 inch, even though I didn't need that width. The remainder piece that I cut off, I'll rip and make my own toe kick, so I don't have to buy toe kick separately. It's a little cheaper that way. Anyway, yeah, so I created a box for the dishwasher out of the 1/2 inch plywood, and then I cut a piece here, and this is just, it's a 2x4 on top. It's toenailed into here, and then there's another 2x4. Again, I glued this to the floor. I actually did it the night before, so when it came in the morning, it was dry. And then it's toenailed in to here in the back side of this. And so that's basically all it is. And then I just nailed the doors on. I use 1¼ inch nails, and I put them at an angle, and I nail them in from behind here through the thicker parts of the door frame. So these are just nailed on with brad nails. Yeah, so I mean that's the easy. So you can screw in from the back too. It's just easier to pop some nails. They're not going to come off. I mean, there's probably 10 nails in each one. Yeah, so that's kind of it. I mean, it's a little tricky. I actually laid this whole thing out on the floor. As a matter of fact, you can still see some of the lines. They're actually snap lines where everything goes. Because I'm familiar with what sizes these cabinets come in and the options that they have, because I've been using them for quite a while. And you'll find that most cabinet manufacturers, they kind of have the same sizes and the same options. But anyway, yeah, so I laid this out on the floor. So I kind of knew what I had to order to make it come out like this, or to get this shape. I didn't want a square island because the kitchen is offset from the family room, and so I wanted it, kind of at an angle. So when you're here this will be the sink. You've got to view this way. So that's why I didn't just do a square island. Now, if the kitchen was over here and we were looking straight across to the family room, the TV will be mounted here on the wall, the sofas will be here, then I would have done a square island. But I had to come up with something that would look right and then also work with the fact that the kitchen is offset. If you look straight across the kitchen, you're looking here into the master bed, for example. Yeah, so that's why I did an angle. I've never really done an island this shape, but it turned out fine. I mean, everything I needed to put it all together was there. But like I said, for me to explain the whole install, I mean, it's kind of, I don't know, tricky, I guess would be the best way to put it. But I can at least kind of show you what I did. So if you ever want to do something like this in the future, I mean, you just got to kind of to figure it out on your own, basically, to make it all come together, all the little details. I mean, I screwed the cabinets together from the side. Like fastening this cabinet to here, you can't really put nails in here because they'll show. So you got to kind of fasten from here. I mean, it gets technical. Same with this. I mean, this is not a basic cabinet install. I've got the refrigerator pulled out. I've got what's called a stack. We've got 12-foot ceilings in here, so this stack reaches 10.5 feet, and then I've got a 6-inch It's a 3-piece built-up crown molding that'll end up being 6 inches tall. It'll go across the top, so I'll top out at 11 feet, so about a foot below the ceiling, and then we're going to have over cabinet lights. So we'll have cabinets lights up the top, and then we'll have under cabinet lighting. Again, like I said, I kind of designed it myself. Some cabinet suppliers, U-Cabinet, the one that I buy from here, they don't really like to get much into design. They just like to kind of sell to people that, I mean, they'll do it for you, but they're not going to give you as good of a deal on the cabinets if they got to come in and design it for you. Or they'll kind of help you a little bit, but you got to kind of know what you need and what you want. But anyway, yeah, so the oven here, so you have to build this. So you buy this drawer base, and then you build all this stuff on top here. So I got microwave, single oven, and then I've got 2 cabinets that were on order. They're in now, so I'll go pick them up. There's a cabinet that goes here, and there's another one that sits here that'll match these. So I'll have glass doors all across the top, except for here, and I didn't want to have glass doors here. So I just to change it up a little bit, so it kind of looks like, it kind of looks like this. So there'll be regular cabinet here, and then cabinet doors up here. And there's also two 24-inch wide upper cabinets that go here. So this will have a glass door, this won't, and this one will have a glass door, and this won't. Again, these were on order, they're in now, so I just have to go pick them up. And then I'm using that inset blower exhaust fan. So it'll be hiding behind this arched panel here, sits up above, or actually below these cabinets here. And then that blower or exhaust fan, so that the arch will be like here. Here's your cooktop here, 36-inch cooktop. And then I'll have to chop out a lot of this with a Sawzall to get this thing to fit in here. But it's fine because you're only going to see the front. You won't see any of this. Anyway, there's an exhaust, exhaust hoods. It's not a hood that comes out like this. It fits. It's a motor that fits underneath here that exhausts. And then I'll be cutting. I've got a pipe behind here. I actually marked where it is. It's a 7-inch round. So that exhausts to the outside, so it'll come up, there'll be an elbow, it'll go up into here and out. You can see here where I marked it for cutout. I just wanted to get the cabinet up, so I just marked it and cut it out later with a multi-tool. Anyway, yeah, so that's kind of what we're doing here. I mean, I had to make these and then put these things on. You have to cut these to length. You have to take them off from behind. This design screws on from behind. You have to take it off. You have to cut this. And it's just, like I said, it gets complicated. Again, I pulled this out here on each side so that the granite will come like this, and then it'll come out a couple inches and go to here. There'll be the cooktop. It'll do the same thing. It'll come back here. This detail here, this whole thing here. I got these, and I have to extend them at the bottom because they don't make them tall enough. Those will fit on the front here, on the front, and cover up all this, where I had to join them together. And then where I had a nail, and then so this will cover all that up, all it to the top. These are all accessories you can buy. Accessories, I mean, they add up. All these cabinets for the whole house, out the door, were $17,000, and that includes everything you see here, all the options, and all the bathrooms and the laundry room, which I haven't done yet. And then that includes all the glass doors. With these type of cabinets, you buy the cabinets and you buy the glass doors separately. So you end up taking the doors off that came with the cabinet and installing the glass doors. Sometimes you end up, like on a job like this, you end up with a bunch of extra doors, which you can always use for a future project. But anyway, yeah, so that's kind of how it goes. These cabinets come in 3-inch increments, so they start at like 9-inch, and then 12-inch, 15-inch, 18-inch, like that, 21-inch, 24-inch, 27, all the way up to 42. And then wall cabinets come in 30-inch tall. These are 36. I did a double 36. And of course, the bottom of the cabinet starts at 54 inches. So I topped out at basically 10 and a half, 126 inches. So they come 30, 36, and then 42. Originally, I was going to do a 42 with a 30 on top of it. And she didn't have enough glass doors for all the sizes I needed in the 30-inch, but she had a lot of doors in the 36-inch height. So I said, okay, let's switch and just do 36, 36 instead of 42, 30. Yeah, it's all the same to me. And then, like here, I had a 21 and a 21 to make up 42 inches, but she didn't have 21-inch glass doors in stock, so I just switched. My finger keeps, it's making a blur because it's focusing on my finger. Anyway, yeah, so then I switched to an 18 and a 42. It still makes 18 and 24, so it still makes up to 42 inches. There's things you can do to work around, because like I said, they all come in 3-inch increments, so you can play around with different sizes to make stuff work sometimes if you have to, depending on what they have in inventory. I mean, there's so many cabinets, it's hard to keep, for these places to keep complete inventory on hundreds of different pieces, different colors, different sizes. I mean, it gets complicated, and then they're shipping them in from China. So anyway, you got to kind of work with them a little bit. Here I got spice racks. So these are 9-inch spice racks. So they're pretty nice. They're all solid maple. Now the soft, everything is soft close. All the doors are soft close. They're high end finishes. So I've got a spice rack on each side of the cooktop, just for convenience. So that's stuff to think about if you're setting up your kitchen, to see what companies have what options. Maybe not every company has a spice rack, or every manufacturer. But anyway, yeah, so if you're going to do your own cabinets, or there's people you can also hire to do this. Obviously you need people that know what they're doing. These cabinets are a lot cheaper than going to like Home Depot and buying cabinets. They might have quite as many options as an American manufacturer would, but they don't have any particle board. Most American manufacturers, the boxes are particle board. These are all plywood. And these are a lot cheaper. I don't know what these would cost if you went to I call it Home Depot. You go to a cabinet supplier that carries American-made cabinets. It's $17,000 to do this whole house. And you'll see it at the end when the job is all done. It's including all the crown molding I'm going to do and everything. Probably you'd pay $25,000. I'm just guessing. You're saving a lot of money buying these. So, and you do have to put them together. But like I said, it doesn't take that long. And the options are, the things you can do with them is pretty unlimited. There's all different kinds of things you can do. So anyway, that's kind of where I'm at right now. There'll be more as I get further, and certainly one at the end when I'm completely done. Anyway, 23 minutes. Oh yeah, I gotta get back to work. Check out my channel if you want to learn about different stuff about construction, framing, plumbing, electrical, all the different stuff. I'm a home builder. This is my own house. I'm doing this cabinet install. Don't always do my own cabinet installs, but I've done many. But anyway, check out my channel. If you want to learn stuff, I do it a little differently. I do the install of whatever I'm talking about, and then I explain what I did and how I did it, why I did it, all the little tricks and tips and all that. It's kind of what my channel's about. Anyway, I got to get back to work, so back to work.